the power pups. Got to love their style and how they never, ever, ever give up. Who loves dogs? Who loves dogs? We rise to any challenge, and no one here is average. We are the power pups. You know we'll ever, ever, ever give up. Dogs, dogs, you love dogs. Dogs, dogs, you love dogs.
Hello and welcome to the adventures of Power Dog in Dogland. We are so glad you're joining us for this very special season.
Tree!
That's right, and this is chapter...
Six. Get it? Sticks because of trees and dogs?
I get it. Yeah, sticks. I like it. Hey, Hank, may the forest be with you.
May the forest be with us all.
Okay, when our story left off, Power Dog was at breakfast at the College of the Dog Arts with his cousin Tuffy, his educators Professor Chiroptera and Tick-Tock Bunny, the cat detective Roger, the dragons who called their group the Draco-Valens, and twin raccoon dog sisters named Lisa Ann and Annalise. None of them had slept as they should have, as Power Dog, Tuffy, the sisters, and the Draco-Valens had all just attended their first night class in a tree canopy under the moon called the Learning Arboretum, led by Professor Chiroptera, a tree expert and retired member of the Obliterati. I'm sure you remember that the Obliterati are the winged dogs of the night. Similar to bats here on planet Earth, they are the fearless flyers of Dogland, and they're also the ones who use their sonar to map the entire planet. At breakfast, as they munched on nose-boot peeling bananas, golden waffles, poached eggs, pant cakes, and fur-iends toast, theories and questions flew around the table like frisbees. The twins had just stunned everyone by saying, We've been to the underground forest with Morty the cat. What happened and what was said next was kind of a blur for Power Dog, and he needed more time to process it. Everyone was speaking over each other, interrupting, and he was feeling tired, excited, and anxious all at once. Before they knew it, Power Dog and Tuffy had joined Tick-Tock Bunny on a quick dash to the college shuttle, heading back to Lictopolis to see Power Dog's dad. Power Dog was so happy to be going home. He didn't want to go back to his broken-into dorm room and try to sleep or even rest. He wanted to be back home, safe and sound, with his extra special blanket and all of the sounds and smells of home. His mind was racing as they made their way to the shuttle, still trying to catch up and make sense of everything. He understood that some plans were beginning to take shape. The dragons and Professor Chiroptera were headed to the college library, and the raccoon twins would be sharing all that they could remember and possibly know about Morty and the underground forest with Roger, and Roger had called that a debrief, which Roger would record in his odd little notebook of ribbons because he wanted to share all that the twins knew with the Fennec Fox Dog Council back on Meowie, or perhaps Power Dog's own mother and aunties would be able to help as well. They had all agreed they would rest during global Dogland nap time, and whatever came after that was much more unclear, and that led Power Dog to feel like he'd put his thoughts and feelings and ideas into a big blender. But he reminded himself that he was headed home. It seemed to be easier to think through anything when you're at home. Once on the shuttle, Tuffy leaned his head on Power Dog's shoulder and said, "Sheesh, what's next?" Power Dog smiled and said, "I barely know what just happened, let alone what's next." And Tick-Tock Bunny, who was right in front of them in the driver's seat, said over his shoulder, "Nap time is what's next. Would you pups like to hear a story?" Power Dog nodded at this and yawned. He looked down at the empty satchel and tried to imagine where the golden cone thingamajig was right at that moment. And when he couldn't, it made him feel very sad. "Yes, please, we'd love a story," answered Tuffy. The shuttle glided gently through the cottony skies of Dogland. Fluffy clouds drifted lazily outside the windows, glowing with the bright light of naptime sun. Inside the cabin, all was warm and quiet. Power Dog and Tuffy tucked into their cozy reclining seats, ears flopped, eyes half-lidded. "Well now, you little cloud cuddlers," TikTok Bunny said. "I thought I'd tell you a little story from a faraway mystery world." He stretched one long leg down to press a button, dimming the cabin lights to a warm golden glow that matched the sky outside. "It was a world I visited once while researching cloud-rooted turnips for the College of the Dog Arts gardening class. A wild, whispery place where the clouds hug the trees and the sky smells just a little bit like warm pine needles and stardust." Tuffy let out a soft snore purr against Power Dog's shoulder. Power Dog blinked slowly with a sleepy grin. TikTok Bunny continued, "Now this world, it was filled with trees so big, so tall, they tickled the belly of the sky. And I should know, I climbed one to the very tippy top. Took me 2 snack breaks and a mini meditation to reach the top. And up near the top, I met a moss-covered owl. She was meditating. We swapped tips on how to stretch your breath from your nose to your toes. The trees, these trees, they were so quiet. Not the kind of quiet that's lonely, though, but the kind that feels full, like they're listening, their roots wrapped around their planet like they were giving it a long, slow hug. And their bark, it was covered in soft green mosses, pale orange discs called lichens, and sweet ferns like the ones we grow in the Learning Arboretum on the college moon. In fact, it was that little owl that taught me how to ask the ferns for their seeds to bring them back here to Dogland." Tuffy opened one eye and perked up just a little bit. He adored ferns. TikTok Bunny smiled over his shoulder and continued, "There was one tree in particular, a gentle giant. I called them Grandbark. I came to rest beneath Grandbark's uppermost branches, eyes closed, listening to the breeze sigh through their leaves." Outside the shuttle, Power Dog, through half-opened eyes, noticed a cloud shaped like a sleepy baby dragon float on by. TikTok Bunny continued, "The wind in that place made a sound like shh." The shuttle hummed quietly through the clouds as if it too remembered the sound. That mysterious planet reminded me of something really important, that every living being, from the tallest trees to the tiniest owls, and bunnies like me, all need rest, that there's strength in being still, and sometimes the best thing you can do is just be very quiet and listen. He pressed a button on the panel, and a gentle lullaby of rustling leaves and soft, distant hoots began to play. So dream, sweet little dogs. Maybe your minds will wander to that far-off world. Maybe you'll find Grandbark and climb up to meet the mossy owl. Maybe you'll breathe like a fern and remember what the wind told me." He smiled as he saw the pup's ears flop fully forward and their chests moving with their slow, snoozing breaths. "I've got the shuttle, you've got the clouds, and the trees, they'll be waiting for you in your dreams." When Power Dog woke up, he was in his room, curled up on his big round bed next to Tuffy, who was starting to move a little and fluttering his eyelashes in the beginning of wakefulness, too. "Oh, we're in my room," he said as he saw Tuffy open his eyes fully and look around. "Huh, how'd we get here, Power Dog?" asked Tuffy. Power Dog shrugged, stood up on all fours, and gave himself a little wiggle and a little shake. "Probably grown-ups," answered Power Dog. They both padded out into the main room of his apartment to see TikTok Bunny asleep on the couch and Dog Wings asleep on a reclining chair. Power Dog put a paw bean up to his mouth and winked at Tuffy, who nodded as they tiptoed through the room and into the kitchen. Power Dog tried to open the refrigerator door very quietly, but as soon as it cracked, A cascade of dishes fell out of the fridge and onto the floor. "Oh no!" he gasped as he looked to the living room to see if the commotion woke the grown-ups, who were indeed already making their way into the kitchen, both looking a bit on edge, perhaps from the surprise of that loud noise. "I didn't mean to," said Power Dog to Dog Wings, who just smiled at him and said, "Of course you didn't. That fridge has a mind of its own." Power Dog smiled at his dad. Tuffy started to gather the dishes and food as best he could, and they all helped. "Let's eat and figure out what's going on and what needs to happen next," said Dog Wings, and they all agreed. Dog Wings went to the door and opened it, and in flew Professor Chiroptera, followed by Lisa Ann and Annalise. "Hello," Dog Wings greeted all of them with a kind smile and motioned them to the dining table. "You are just in time to join us for supper, which is a kind of buffet of everything that just fell onto the floor. Ha!" Lisa Ann and Annalise clasped their paws together eagerly. Annalise said, "We didn't know that the dogs of Lictopolis eat floor scores." And Lisa Ann added, "Our favorite dinner ever." "Floor score," mused TikTok Bunny. "I like the sound of that." "I think we all do," said Power Dog as he carried a heaping tray of sloppy, mixed-up floor scores to the table. Professor Chiroptera was already getting situated, pulling a few slim books and a notepad out of a small bag of his own. It occurred to Power Dog that the professor must have a lot of strength to carry a bag nearly the same size as his own body. Dog Wings pulled out his own notebook and sat next to Professor Chiroptera. "It is good to see you again, old friend." The two scholars embraced and settled. Once everyone was seated and happily eating the most tossed up in the air and scraped off the floor dinner Power Dog had ever seen, TikTok Bunny motioned a chopstick towards Professor Chiroptera and asked, "Was your visit to the library helpful?" The professor nodded yes, and Power Dog added, "And the Dracovalens, were they able to get help with their dream research?" He felt a twinge of jealousy imagining being in a great library with a pack of dragons. Dog Wings looked confused and said, "Hang on, I thought you were researching the lost underground forest of the Great Great Tree. What is this dragon dream research? Is it connected?" TikTok smiled and said, "Oh yes, there's so much going on that I forgot to fill you in on the dragon's dreams." "Yes," added the professor, "the dragon exchange students we have studying with us this term, they have their own mysteries, with clues presenting as shared dreams." "Interesting," mused Dog Wings. "And do we think that it is all somehow connected?" The professor looked out the window and said, "The dragon's dreams, they do not seem to connect as of yet. The Dracovalens came to us with a message from their great tree, a great eternal ironwood at the center of their planet, and that message is most certainly connected." Professor Chiroptera carefully placed the hop-horn beaming seed in the center of the group. A glowing image blossomed from it until they could all see the now pulsing image of the golden glowing cone thingamajig. Dog Wings marveled at the lighted image. "Remarkable," he said as he reached out and tried to touch it and saw his paw glide right through it. Everyone stared in wonder. Power Dog felt an ache of longing. He felt it calling to him like it needed him. The pulsing of the light matched his heartbeat. Power Dog reached for the image and longed for it to be the real thing. As his paw passed through the lighted image, the ache felt more intense. "It's so strange to see this peculiar novel item in two different ways in less than 2 days," mused Dog Wings. "Wait, something has changed," exclaimed Power Dog. "The light, it's pulsing. It wasn't pulsing before. It's like a heartbeat." "Yes, it is, and it leads me to believe that somehow time is of the essence," said the professor, and Power Dog found himself nodding emphatically in agreement. Everyone paused and looked at Power Dog. Once he realized how quiet it was at the table, he looked up and felt a jolt of embarrassment and nervous energy. He looked at Tuffy, who smiled, shrugged, and chewed his food happily. You always hear and see beats and music, Power Dog. Lisa Ann and Annalise were staring wide-eyed at the projection as well, but also licking their plates clean. Power Dog looked back to the projected image shining up from the hop-horn beaming seed. He felt like he was being drawn into it and like it was trying to talk to him. Was it? Was the image whispering to him? And only to him? The grown-ups all exchanged looks and smiled warmly at the younglings. Power Dog didn't look at any of them, as he now felt that he could not look away from the golden glowing cone thingamajig. Tick-Tock Bunny drew in a deep breath. Listen, students, there doesn't need to be any more skipping school for adventures and solving mysteries. That's right, added Dog Wings as he put his paw on Power Dog's paw. Power Dog felt this touch, but still he could not look away from the glowing cone's image. Tick-Tock continued, You have a choice. You can return to the College of the Dog Arts and stay on the moon with me and the Draco Valens. Or you can embark on a field trip adventure, if you will, with Professor Chiroptera and Professor Dogwings. We will all then work together to better understand the mysteries at hand. What do the dreams mean? What is the purpose of the thingamajig, and where is it? And where is the underground forest? Do we even really need to go there? He gestured to Professor Chiroptera, who set down his bowl of floor scores and said, The adventures and mysteries will be our class, and wherever they take us will be our classroom. Tuffy looked at Power Dog and grinned nervously. Well, I do like field trips. Right, said Dog Wings, and then placing his paws on Power Dog and Tuffy, he looked into their eyes and said, You can make this choice in the morning. Tonight, we unpack everything we know and everything we think we know, and we rest again. When Dog Wings forced Power Dog to stop looking at the pulsing cone projection and to look into his eyes, Power Dog felt as though he might burst. His whole body was vibrating and pulsing with energy and keeping time with the light of the thingamajig. He stood up fast, kicking his chair out from behind him swiftly, and blurted out, No! We've got to go! Now! I've got to find it! Now!
All right, that's the end of today's episode.
Thanks for joining us. Hi, Hank.
Hi.
Did you bring your Casio today?
Yes.
Do you have a joke for me?
Yes. What kind of dog is most like a cat?
I don't know. What kind?
A Persian Shepherd.
Oh, some more Casio? You want a jam? You want a riff? Do you got another joke for me?
What do you get when you cross a puppy with a calculator?
A puppy with a calculator? What?
A best friend you can count on forever.
Forever? Thank you, listeners. If you are looking for more great shows, then please check out the other members of Kids Listen, a grassroots organization dedicated to high-quality audio for kids and families. There are well over 100 great shows to find there. Ask your grown-up to check out kidslisten.org to find out more. Special thanks to our creative partner, the inimitable Jason Rourke, who makes these stories sound extra good with his wise counsel, recording, sound design, and even original music. This podcast has been made possible in part by funding provided by the Regional Arts and Culture Council in Portland, Oregon. Thank you, RAC. It has been made even more possible by listeners like you. Thank you so much for your support. We are not joking even a little when we say we could not do this without you. The Adventures of Power Dog in Dogland is created in the ancestral lands of the Cowlitz, Multnomah, Cathlamet, Clackamas, Tumwater, Tualatin, Kalapuya, Wasco, Molalla, Watlala, bands of the Chinook, and other indigenous nations and tribes of the first people who made their homes along the rivers here in what is now called Portland, Oregon. And special thanks to our own Granny and Gramps who helped us write and record our Power Dog theme song. Hey, Granny and Gramps, what key did y'all say that's in?
It's in D for Dogland. Till they're done. Our dog, he won't give up. When we're chasing danger and we're riding across the seas, sure he's right there leading us up, barking with the seals. Our dog, he won't give up. Our dog, he won't give up. Chases problems till they're done. Our dog, he won't give up. When we're chasing trouble and we're riding across the stars, sure he's right there beside us, just holding our paws. Our dog, he won't give up. Our dog, he won't give up. Chases problems till they're done. Our dog, he won't give up. When we're chasing trouble and we're zooming through the stars, sure he's right there beside us, just a zapping near and far. Our dog, he won't give up. Our dog, he won't give up. Chases problems till they're done. Our dog, he won't give up. When we're plugging a volcano or we're straddling a storm, our dog is right beside us at every little turn. Our dog, he won't give up. Our dog, he won't give up. Chases problems till they're done. Our dog, he won't give up. At night his fennec foxes, in the days his platypuses. We herd them up and whoop them down. Our dog's right beside us. Come with me to Dogland, we've got special tales to tell. And when we come together, all our tails will wag as well. So come with me to Dogland, we've got special tales to tell. And when we come together, all our tails will wag as well. Woof, woof.
I don't get the calculator.
Forever. A calculator and a puppy is the best friend you can count.
Oh, I get it.